Ladies and gentlemen, we introduced these two gentlemen earlier, but they are legends. They are responsible. They are responsible for the Teenbeat Club. Do you remember the Teenbeat Club? This is Steve Miller. This is Keith Austin. These two gentlemen, I'm telling you, they are probably responsible for this whole show because they are the center of what happened back in the 60s. Steve Miller, Keith Austin. I hope we have a camera because you're getting a standing ovation. This is beautiful. Steve, let me get just a few words from you about your involvement with this project and with Mike Solinsky.
About 3 years ago, I was Googling, and I just typed in Teenbeat Club. It's just something I naturally do every so often. And up comes a page on Wikipedia that had the most interesting information, and it was all in proper order. It was all about the Teenbeat Club. It had photographs, it had memorabilia that Keith and I didn't even know existed. So I got a hold of Keith, I said, you've got to see this. And so he went ahead and he did the same thing, and sure enough, this page came up, and Keith says, I'm going to find out who put this together. And that's how we discovered Mike Solinsky, and we realized that somebody's been tracking the history of rock and roll in Las Vegas like no one else has ever done.
Keith, you have lots of video, film from the old days, from your club, you and Steve. So tell us about your participation and everything that you've been doing.
Well, Mike got in touch with me about a year ago, my cousin Steve Copels, and started a corporation here in Las Vegas called the Las Vegas Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And so Mike got in touch and said, we're going to do this thing. And for the past 40 years, ever since the Teenbeat Club closed, I have been collecting all of my photos and videos. In those days, we didn't have video. We had 8mm films. But I put all this stuff together and gave it to Mike. He was nice enough to use a lot of it here in the publicity for this event. He also gave all of this material to the University of Nevada History Department. But as long as I'm here, I got a couple of things to say, and I know Steve does too, about other people who were involved with the Teenbeat Club from the beginning. You know, I want to thank Mike Solinsky for just doing this. Let's give him a hand because he's the one that really brought this all together for us. And thank God I didn't have to do it. Anyway, before I give it back to Steve, I just want to give a special thanks to a woman that none of you know, my grandmother, Pearl Taddy, who is in heaven now, gave me the land on Paradise Road in 1960 to build the Teenbeat Club. So I say to you, Nana, thank you. And also, my wonderful family is over here. My beautiful girlfriend, Jean DeAngelis, who is about to become the newest children's book writer in America. You'll be looking for her next week. And my children, Julia and Grace, and Jean's children, Gina and Danielle, are here as well. They've had to put up listening to 60s rock around our house for years and years. So thank you for your patience, you guys, okay? And also my son, Ken, and his sister, Debbie. You know, I've been thinking about this event really for 40 years. I've had dreams about the Teen Beats getting together again, and I'm so happy that this is going to happen. And I see a lot of friends of mine out there we haven't seen in so many years. Thank you all for coming to this thing. And, okay, hello. I'm proud that we used to give a venue to you all, someplace where you could grow up in a wonderful atmosphere, you know, and only drink out in the parking lot, not inside. And anyway, it's like I was saying, you guys all had fun at the Teenbeat Club. And if you were lucky, you got in a little romance as well. Okay, we should reopen the place. Steve just said that. We see we have an audience here, you know? And, you know, so I'm just going to say it was rock and roll that brought us all together 50 years ago or 45 years ago. And today with the Teen Beats playing in a moment. After 48 years, it's rock and roll. It keeps us together. So long live rock and roll, everybody. Okay, Steve.
Keith, tell us about the radio show you have throughout America.
For the past 25 years, I've been working with a disc jockey named Bobby Lee, who you may remember from Keno and K-Luck Radio. Bobby Lee, some of you remember, came to Hollywood with me in 1970 and produced the Casey Kasem American Top 40. But in 1985, Bobby and I got together and we produced a show called The Rock Files. The Rock Files was the 60s rock show. It's on in 30 cities in America, but unfortunately not in this city. But anyway, I'm still doing radio. I'll never forget rock and roll, okay? Here you go.
Keith Austin, ladies and gentlemen, Keith Austin. I would like for Steve Miller to tell us what particular anniversary this is.
Today commemorates the 47th anniversary of the grand opening of the Teenbeat Club on Paradise Road. And in honor of that, I'd like to introduce, I'm not going to ask him to stand up because I know that TC is a little bit shy about this. He's going to be 47 this year, but TC Bennett, just stay down, TC, was conceived in the Teenbeat Club parking lot exactly 47 years ago. Now, Mike Zielinski gave me permission to take a survey here, and I've been telling Keith, I used to be in charge of security. Now, I've been telling him our security guards were slacking off back in those years. TC, God bless you, I'm glad that it happened. But we got to find out, to settle our little differences here, how many more of you were conceived in the Teenbeat Club parking lot? Please stand up. Give them a big round.
These are the conceivors that are out there, not the conceivees. The conceivors are out there.
For those of you between the ages of 43 and 47 who were conceived in the Teenbeat Club parking lot, not your parents, I got to talk to you later, but those who were conceived, and you know darn well who you are, now's the time to stand up and be counted. And God bless you. If it were not for our slacking off security guards, you would not be here today. I want to thank you. I don't necessarily want to thank your parents. I'd like to meet your parents later over here because that was so far against our rules. But anyway, God bless you all and God bless rock and roll.
Just a little trivia. I used to direct their television show on Channel 8. This is back in the early, mid-'60s. So that's the part I played with my association with Steve and Keith. I've known them forever since then, but at that date, I was their director, which was a great honor and pleasure, and I didn't know at that time, we were all very young, how 47 years later, 45, this would happen, and we would be standing on this stage. So it's really a great honor for me to be associated with these gentlemen for as long as I have, and to have them on this stage at this particular time.
Thank you very much, Keith. You want to say anything else?
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Keith Austin and Steve Miller. God bless you too.